I know that the TVE are 114, 115 years strong. A lot of people are concerned, though, that it's no longer a pro rodeo and it's now a college rodeo. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yes, so we went from PRCA, something that was, was a struggle to understand, to get past, and to bring on a new organization. We were the eighth longest running rodeo, PRCA rodeo in North America. So not something we took lightly, but to go back, we have been looking at this probably for about 10 years because we had struggled to get contestants. But we have brought on a new organization, the NRA, which is tied in with college. So, but like I said, I'd be more than glad to go in depth of kind of what transpired over the 10 years to make this move.
Yeah, so why did you want to move away from the Pro Rodeo Cowboy Association?
Well, actually didn't want to move. So, as if anybody follows rodeo, the PRCA with some of their top competitors to be able to promote them more and make them a bigger name in the media, they had to make the purses bigger. And so to make those purses bigger, they focused on probably about 50 rodeos a year. And to give you just a insight to like just the Texas ones, would be kind of like your Fort Worth, San Antonio, Houston, San Angelo, are kind of your big ones now. You got Pecos during the summer. That's a big one that's on the tour, and so that was what PRCA did, and with that, it put a lot of the smaller rodeos on struggling to make ends meet and to get contestants. We're one of the last rodeos to move from PRCA, to be honest with you. And the reason we were is that at one time, as everybody knows, the national finals is in December. Okay, and then so TVE was at kind of the end of the road, middle of October. You kind of had a tour that came through here where you had Rosenberg, Pasadena, Brazoria County, Austin County, and then you had Liberty County. And all those were pro rodeos. Well, now only two of those five are still pro rodeos. And actually the two that are still, they had moved away from pro rodeo at a time. But the truth is TVE was at the end of the road so it was very good. So at this time of year, say 10 years ago, this time of year, there was only two PRCA rodeos going in October. That would have been TVE and then San Francisco. So you can see that somebody from California, Arizona, everything, they're going to go towards California. And then everybody that's kind of Oklahoma, Louisiana, Georgia, Arkansas, Texas is going to come to TVE. And it was the guys that were trying to make a push at the last moment to make the finals. Okay, so now let's path forward to the last, I guess probably the last 5 years. They changed their date of September 30th being the PRCA's cutoff. If after September 30th, that's where your money ends to be able to make the finals. So starting October 1st is for the next year. Okay, so when you make that the next year, you automatically cut your contestants down. So we used to get the who's who in rodeo to come here because they're trying to make a push to go to the finals. And so now those guys, when we were PRCA, those guys are staying home trying to stay healthy because they can get a month and a half home with their family. But what we were getting is a lot of permit people. And I say a lot. I'd say a few of those well, the permit now, your Texas Circuit Finals, they were in December. They were actually New Year's weekend. Well, then the Texas Circuit moved their rodeo. And so their rodeo is actually in October now. So then we quit getting circuit final people, which would be your permit holders. Okay, so then that left us with a couple of years of what people don't realize, we were actually paying people to get on rough stock. We actually, one year, we reached out to McNeese University, Sam Houston University, and we asked them for their rough stock riders if they would mind getting on, and we actually paid their their money to be able to afford the fuel to get here. So TVE's paying their stock contractor to put the rodeo on. Plus, we're paying the contestants to participate in the rodeo. And then even with that, we would only have maybe 4 bareback riders per se out of a 3-day performance. So we were basically putting lipstick on a pig. So then we come up with stuff. That's where when we had the wild cow milking, which was a great event for the county. Then in those couple of years we invented we put more money in our acts where they'd be more interactive with the crowd. Excuse me. And so they would take more time of the rodeo, and people would notice that we didn't have near as many contestants.
So the PRCA changed their dates, and it put us in a really tough spot. So what have we moved to since then?
So we went to trying to maybe joining powers with like Fort Bend County and Pasadena, and having going to the PRCA as a group and trying to maybe do like a trio type deal, maybe get like a sponsor like Dodge to do put up a truck and take the top money winner out of those 3 rodeos. We couldn't get any traction with PRCA. Fort Bend County they actually came here. Them and Pasadena both came, and we sat down and talked. And we just couldn't get any traction on that from the PRCA or any backing to say, hey, that they'll promote it for us, as to be able to do that. So it kind of left us with what we're going to do. So what about the college? I mean, TVE is all about the youth. We tout that. That's our motto. That's in our creed. That's what we do. Kind of behind the scenes, what we talked about is kind of like the Major League Baseball, have like an all-star break. We wanted to take like the top 2 out of each region and each contestant. I mean, in each division, whether it be bareback riding, bronc riding, bull riding, team roping, calf roping, breakaway, goat tying, and barrel racing. Wanted to be able to bring the top contestants here for our crowd because our crowd is used to the professional ranks. And so we carved it out, talked about it, cussed it, discussed it, what we thought would be best. And so that's what we come up with. And like I said, there was lots of conversations back and forth. So it wasn't just a knee-jerk reaction. It took some time and a way to carve it out. So our format was to do that, to bring the top 2 contestants from the different regions, and with that, then it spawned into so much more that I don't think people realize. The Teton Ridge is actually the owner now of Cowboy Channel. Teton Ridge come on board, and Teton Ridge is actually who produces the National Finals Rodeo. And so Teton Ridge got wind of what we were doing, and they reached out to us and said, hey, we would be interested. We think this is great. You're touting the next generation of cowboys and cowgirls. And they thought that'd be great to put some money towards that. They also produced the world's richest one-day rodeo. It's $1 million. They put that on, and they have qualifiers throughout the United States that allows people to come and they have like a qualification. They qualify down to like the top 4. Teton had made it where they can qualify. Our winners can qualify they can bypass the regionals and go to a semi-regional where it's down to like the top 15, and they can qualify in. The only college rodeo out there that can do that, and that's TVE allows to do that.
So that brings up a good point. I was going to ask you what would draw the contestants to come, the college athletes to come from all over the country?
That's a very good question. They pay an entry fee. We took the money that we spent on PRCA. People don't realize we were paying the PRCA right around close to $40,000 plus stock contractor and everything, and it was taken. After everything's said and done, it takes right at, give or take a couple percent, right at $200,000 to put this function on, to put the rodeo on. So basically, doing the college rodeo, we were going to be able to save some money because of not having to pay PRCA so much. But instead of saving that money, we took that money and rolled it into added money for the college. So that the added money went from where we were doing $4,000 per event plus what we were paying the PRCA. We took all that money and rolled it in to attract the top two contestants. And so right there, it gives our people, our college contestants, it gives them a payday. If you were to win the long go around, and to put that in layman's terms, that's the rounds between Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and the top 8 out of Wednesday, Thursday, Friday get to come back in a sudden death. They can start completely over. So if you were to win that round and you win Saturday night, which is sudden death, you win that, you're looking at a contestant can walk out of here with about $10,000 in the college ranks, which is unheard of, and a trip to the American. And that's kind of what I was talking about earlier. I think I don't give it enough credit, or need to give it the credit it's due. Is the Teton Ridge has put that on, and everybody wants to tout it as the $1 Million Rodeo, and it is a $1 Million Rodeo. But the American is what it's called, and in the American, they have done a fantastic job, and then they reached out to us about coming on board. They have since acquired Cowboy Channel, where before I mentioned we couldn't get on the Cowboy Channel because we didn't have the right type of contestants in our PRCA rodeo. Now Cowboy Channel, our event will be aired on the Cowboy Channel. So we're getting the top contestants and if people will watch our stock, and I would go ahead and say, well, I did, like last year, there was 5 of our contestants that were in our event that went on to the National Finals Rodeo. They were already made it when they came here. So you had 5 people that was already going to the National Finals. 2 of our people qualified for the American, right? And they not only qualified for the American out of our event, all of our contestants, but 2 of them made it all the way to the top 4. And that was Jordan Driver in the barrel racing. And then we had a Bulldogger also make it, named Trace Harris. And he made it in the steer wrestling. And so that's a big, I mean, you're putting them on a stage with the world champions. And we're doing that out of here. And being in PRCA, we would have never been able to do that just because of the way the dates fell. But like I said, the collaboration we've had between Teton Ridge is actually that they've added Cowboy Channel to their arsenal, NRA. And some people that come, might say it's just a county fair, but you know what? It's our county fair, and it's Liberty County, and we take that to heart. And it's not just so happy play day at some county fair. So, but thank you for taking the time to ask that. There's no hidden agenda here. Like I said, at the end of the day, it needs to benefit our patrons. It needs to benefit our youth, because that's what we do this for. So,
great. Thank you so much, Gary.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
And then this $130,000 added money on the road to the American. And people ask me, what is the American? Richest rodeo in the world, one day.
Welcome to the Treasure Valley. This is a unique opportunity for you guys to be able to make money at a college rodeo. It's even better because you have a chance to maybe even make the American.
Getting to go to the American qualifier, it was a super cool experience. Very, very humbling in some ways. It was really cool to get up there and compete with the big dogs and all those NFR guys and world champions. And so it was a super cool experience and got a lot of exposure and learned a lot from it.
The Sonny Sykes Invitational, Liberty, Texas. A little bitty town with big money and big dreams, and it can happen to you.